Barriers are some of the most well-known glitched items in Hypixel Skyblock. Today, we'll be taking a dive into how barriers came into the game and the story behind them. Also, only a small portion of you guys are actually subscribed, and you might think you are, but you're not, so if you could just scroll down and check, that'd be amazing. The common rarity barrier doesn't have much backstory behind it, as it could be created from any of the other barriers. All you have to do is drop one of the other barrier types on the ground or hold it in your hand, and then it will revert to a normal barrier. Now, keep in mind it is difficult to store all of these types of barriers if you don't take the right precautions, like keeping them in a specific storage type, as they're all considered blacklisted items. The anvil barrier is one of the more common barriers, and it can still be obtained to this day using touchscreen mode to add an enchant to an item with an anvil. The oldest known discussion of the anvil barrier seems to be around February of 2020, however it is possible that it could have existed way before that. They seem to have just popped into existence at one point in time with no real owner of the method's discovery. It is one of the most well-known glitch methods to this day, being shared amongst thousands of people and can even be found on islands such as Time Dios. The next barrier is probably the rarest barrier currently in Hypixel Skyblock. Currently, there's only one in the game, and it's in possession of Time Dio, which you can check out by visiting him. The story behind the creation of this one is a bit unknown. What happened was a random player ended up somehow creating two of them and selling them both to two members of the Null Hub group. Both Supa and Purian ended up purchasing both these barriers, and from what I've heard, Supa's recipe require ended up getting donated to Dio. Purian's was unluckily blacklisted while he was trying to get it out of an item frame before item frame GUIs were in the game. The close barrier is, in my opinion, one of the coolest barriers. Now, there's a chance of the method being unpatched, and because I'm not like some other YouTubers, I'm not going to be explaining how to do the method. However, after doing the method, the close barrier would spawn in your fishing bag. There isn't really a date when this method was discovered, and as far as I know, it's one of our more recent barriers. This barrier doesn't have any lore, which makes it look very clean in something like an e-chest setup. The Drill Anvil barrier is our newest barrier to come to Skyblock, coming with the Dwarven Mines update. Like the name probably suggests, it's very similar to the Anvil barrier, being obtained by the same method as the Anvil barrier. It doesn't seem to be that well known, as I haven't seen many people with it, however it's a very simple method and a pretty neat barrier. The last barrier we'll be discussing is a bit different. I'm of course talking about a place barrier. Now there were many ways to be able to place a barrier, and if you'd like to learn more about placing barriers and even command blocks, I'd highly recommend checking out my friend Frozie's video on it. He does a great job explaining how these items were placed, so I'll leave a link in the description to his video. So that's it. That's all the current barrier types in Skyblock. If you'd like me to do a video where I talk about the Null Hub members and the story behind them, drop a like as that lets me know you're interested. That's all from me, and I'll see you next time.